Hi, mystical professor back, Dr. Francis Royce. Thought I'd get on here for a few minutes and explain revision. I noticed a few of you have had some trauma, some patterns of abuse, PTSD, depression, and that's why I want to come on here real quick and discuss revision. I'll get it out right. Seems like every time I go live, I gotta get rid of this belief. My nose wants to itch. Sorry guys, my nose, all of a sudden, I know I was rewatching my live and I had a lot of itches. Can't explain that, but anyway, we try to eliminate that thought. That being said, I would like to discuss revision with you this evening. I know you probably think I'm crazy, but I know it works. Because besides the fact that I know it works from my own personal experiences, and I'm going to give you some examples of myself, and then what else I'm going to do is explain the research. Okay, I'm going to start off with the research. Okay, first and foremost, just so you know, Lieberman, I think it was 2017. Anyway, there's scientific research that proves that false memories are stored exactly the same way as real memories. Okay, like I told you guys yesterday, and I'm going to tell you again today, the great thing about me helping you, and you know, as far as just with the subliminals, is with me coming on here and uploading some videos to explain things so you understand that you don't need to be afraid, you don't need to be worried, you don't be concerned, you don't need to have doubts, you don't need to question what you're doing, because that's the last thing you should be doing. You should walk in faith, like the Bible tells you as well. And that's another thing that I'm going to discuss real quick with you, is my faith, all right? So somebody put up a post today, and this is the second time a post was uploaded about depression, trauma, PTSD, depression, drama, okay? So the good news is when it comes to manifesting, you can, besides manifesting SP, money, appearances, athletic body, looking 30 years, thank you, Pagan, younger than your actual age. She gave me a very big compliment today. You can also manifest circumstances out of your life. And the key to doing that, you can do it two ways. Keep repeating the new story, because then eventually, like I told you yesterday in my video, you will eventually burn or terminate that old story, okay, or that old bridge, because you're creating a new neurological pathway in your brain that's going to give you the new story, right? Whatever it may be, and then eventually the other one's going to disappear. Okay, that's the goal here. You're creating a new story, your desire. So you don't need to worry about that circumstance or problem anymore. Okay, that being said, now let's start talking about trauma. Same thing. You've had a traumatic experience, and unfortunately those experiences are easier to recall in your mind, right, than something that, you know, was really mundane, like, oh, I caught a red light today. I mean, I caught a red light when normally I catch green lights, or something small like I dropped a napkin on the floor. You get my point. You're not going to remember that. It's not a traumatic incident, so you're not going to remember that as effectively as something like your house burned down as a child, or your parents were abusive, or you had bad experience with nuns or priests. Because I told you yesterday, I was raised as a devout Catholic. I attended parochial schools, so I had no choice but, you know, because Catholicism was part of my family culture. My mother was raised a Catholic, and so she had me go, and my dad was in the service for many, many years, and I had to attend parochial schools. That was the best, you know, academic fit for me, because I kept moving around. Besides the fact that my mom made Catholicism a really big part of our life. When I became an adult, like I told you, I attended a Methodist university, and Christianity was part of my curriculum, and I learned more about the Bible there. Later on in life, I'm going to be honest with you, I fell away from the church. I fell away from God. I was scared of God. I was scared of the church, scared of the Bible. And I came back later on, years later, learning more about the Bible, going through different scriptures and applying it to my life, applying it to a very abusive situation that I was involved in, as well as family members, and leaving obviously subsequent scars. This is where revision comes in, and trust me, like I just told you, there is scientific evidence to prove that false memories are stored exactly the same way as real ones. Therefore, you can create a new memory or a new neurological pathway, thereby giving you a better reflection on your life. You don't necessarily have to go back and visualize it. You can affirm it if you so desire, or you can script it, you can sing it, you can assume it, or whenever the thought comes to your mind, if it's easy, because just so you know, affirmations are nothing more than thoughts. You're thinking all the time. You can't turn it off. And by the way, here's another scientific piece of evidence for you. Most of us, before we leave this planet, or these bodies dipped in blood, you only use 10% of your brain if you're lucky. Let's use more of our brains, okay? This is what the goal is here. Using these subliminals are going to help you. I had even once subscribed to a channel where that individual, that creator, said you could listen to multiple subliminals at one time. No. Like I told you yesterday, you do not want to be listening to 4 of this about the same desire affirmation at one time, because your brain is only going to absorb so much of that. So that being said, you can affirm, for example, no, I had a really good life. I had a great childhood. School was great. I had loving, kind parents. I had the best life. I had the best childhood. And whenever something traumatic comes up, because I can 100% unequivocally assure you that this woman standing right here talking to you right now, I have countless traumatic and abusive experiences, okay? This is who I'm here for. People like me who had a very, very hard life. I had decades and decades, at least 4 decades of abuse in my life, okay? So you who have had similar paths, I'm not gonna say any names because their comments are on my subliminals. You are who I'm here for. Trust me. I'm here to tell you that you can make your life better from here on out, okay? You can, whatever works for you. Replace, if it's better for you to visualize a positive, fun memory to rewrite and get rid of and eliminate the old memory, because remember, you're going to recreate what happened, so be it. If not, then affirm it. No, I had a great childhood. Yeah, it was wonderful. Okay? Keep saying it. And my goal with you listening to some of my subliminals is that you only have to affirm once or twice, maybe not very many times, and you will recreate, reforge a new neurological pathway, so you don't have to constantly do it. Robotic affirming works. You can robotically affirm if that's what you want to do. And I prefer that you do that over reliving a bad abusive memory, okay? I was diagnosed with depression and PTSD. I'm not ashamed to admit it, and I eradicated it right out of my head. So I know what I'm talking about. And like I said, I'm here to help those of you who have had similar situations in your life and patterns of abuse. You can change all that. No, it's this way. No, I had a wonderful childhood. I had a wonderful, I've had, all my relationships have been wonderful and meaningful and loving. Everyone in my life that I've ever encountered has always been loving and kind to me. So whenever the thought, that old memory comes up, nope, I had a great childhood. I had a great partner. I had a great father. I had a great mother. They were so wonderful to me. Like you see with some of my subliminals, like I told you yesterday, I have created them to help with revision. Rich family, here's one. That's my family. That's my family in that picture. I'm using my own pictures so I don't get copyrighted. And I'm using non-copyright music to sugarcoat your subliminals. So in that, for example, no, I was born rich. It's in my DNA. I've always been rich. My family's rich and abundant in every area of our lives. You can start right here. I know, as painful as it may be, stop thinking about it, okay? When I was obtaining my PhD, I shared with one of my professors that I was in a situation of severe abuse, very toxic situation. And she told me, she said, change the channel. Okay, that's what she said. And she was my superior. I didn't have my PhD at the time. Same thing here, guys. This is exactly what you want to do. Revise it. There are a couple of subliminals that I have for revising they're short, sweet, and simple, that say that you had a wonderful life. Everything in your life has always been perfect and always will be. That's me. That's always been me. That will always be me. The key is repetition. Repeat those subliminals for several weeks, just like the primate. Took 2 weeks to forge the new neurological pathway to rework that arm, the right arm, after it had been severed. Okay, there are so many other experiments that are documented in the mind, the brain, neuroplasticity, and the power of mental force. Besides that one, you have to read it if you don't want to believe me. And also, Dr. Lieberman has published a textbook on how false memories are stored exactly the same way as real memories. Okay, guys? I'm sorry, I got some background noise here. I am here at my son's house, and he has 5 children. So my parrot is sleeping. You probably heard him yesterday. So I just wanted to get this out for you. And you can eliminate and eradicate and get rid of all that ugliness in your life. Believe me. Take me as an example, okay? 4 decades of abuse, okay, from men. Unfortunately, it started with my father. And this is how I know that your thoughts create, because I kept over and over again reflecting on the things that he said and did to me. Then it carried over into another relationship. And then again, the only way that you can eliminate PTSD, depression, anything negative, is to replace it with something loving, because the only thing that can counter hate is love. Okay? I know that it's hard. Trust me, I know. And the only way that we can do this is to forge new positive pathways, like I've told you yesterday and then again today. Rewrite it. Rewrite that memory. You can do it. It just takes a couple weeks. If you do it, if you fall asleep, telling yourself, no, I had a great childhood. I've always had great relationships. Everyone has treated me with love and kindness. Not only did I experience that with my own father, I had it with some of my siblings, and as well as a partner. And unfortunately, my children were even victims. And you can manifest for them. You can recreate that for them, meaning a new positive life. I do it for my own son, the one I told you yesterday that graduated from the Air Force Academy. I always say, no, he had a great childhood. He was so lucky, spoiled rotten. Say positive things. Replace the negative things with the positive. I promise you. I know it sounds crazy, but it will create positive benefits in your life. And again, I am here for you guys who have PTSD, who have depression, who had severe trauma, physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. Replace it. Now, if you're in a situation where you are still being abused, affirm it, visualize it, script it, subliminal it, get you out of there as fast as possible. I mean, if it's a 911, you need to call 911. You need to get out of there as fast as possible. I do want you to know that. And there were instances where I really needed to leave to be safe, and I didn't, okay? And I got hurt, okay? So y'all are who I'm here for tonight. Revision does work. I am a stellar example of revision. And I know some of you might be thinking, oh, that's crazy. No, it isn't. It isn't. Because I don't think about it anymore. And when I think of my father, who's now passed away, I can assure you, I only think of loving, wonderful memories of him. If for example, something bad does come up, I'm like, no, it's this way. No. And if I have to, I'll lay down and visualize or imagine something positive and replace it. But I try not to, because I don't want to relive anything traumatic anymore. I just want to say, no, I've had a wonderful life. Everything's great. I only attract the best experiences in life. I've always attracted the best experiences in life. Everything in my life is always perfect. Everything in my life has always been perfect. It's exactly as I want it to be. And I'm a powerful instant manifester. That is what I want y'all to do, or refer to these subliminals. And that's why I tell you, besides listening, to be affirming or scripting or singing or visualizing, whatever works for you. I even have a subliminal that can help you with visualization and to help visualize better. All it is a daydream. That's all it is. It's a simple daydream. So let's revise. If you have any trauma or PTSD or depression or any childhood or old memories that you're not happy with, revise it and you will never regret it. Promise me. I promise you, and keep doing it until you don't think about it anymore. If it does pop up, no, it's this way. All right. I hope this is helpful, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.